So, hello everyone. Welcome to AVLSI session number 5, part B. So, here we will continue to solve more MOSFET numericals. So, let us start with numerical number 1. Okay, let me put it in the full screen mode. So, let us start with our numerical number 1. So, in numerical number 1, we have the following question. Question number 1. A MOSFET carries a drain current of 1 milliamperes. Okay, so ID is 1 milliamperes with VDS equal to 0.5 volt. So please note down that information. ID1 is 1 milliamperes, VDS1 is 0.5 volt, and the MOSFET is in saturation. Okay, so we have to determine the change in ID if VDS rises to 1 volt. Okay, and lambda becomes 0.08. So let me just adjust the screen properly so that the full question is visible. Yeah. So MOSFET carries a current of around 1 milliamperes with VDS equal to 0.5 in saturation. So we have to determine the change in ID if VDS rises to 1 volt and lambda is equal to 0.08. We have to find also we have to find what is the device output impedance. Okay. So your VDS1 value is 0.5, VDS2 value is 1 volt, and we have to determine the change in ID. Okay, we have to determine ID2 minus ID1. Basically, ID1 is 1 milliamperes, let's say. So let us start, and device is in saturation. So the drain current formula in saturation will be given by this. So ID1 will be half mu and Cox W by L VGS minus VTH the whole square 1 plus lambda VDS1. Okay, and secondly we have IDS2 will be half mu and Cox W over L VGS minus VTH the whole square 1 plus lambda VDS2. So they have only given that ID is changing by VDS value only over in this case. So this entire term will cancel out, and you will left out, if you divide these two expressions, you will get ID2 divided by ID1, which is equal to 1 plus lambda VDS2 divided by 1 plus lambda VDS1. Okay. So over here, we have to find the value of ID2, right? So ID2 will be ID1 times 1 plus lambda VDS2 divided by 1 plus lambda VDS1. And what is VDS2 value? 1 volt. What is VDS1 value? 0.5 volt. And what is ID1 value? 1 milliamperes. So from here, you can calculate ID2 value.
1.03846.
So ID2 value is 1.0386 milliamperes. That is absolutely correct. So we have found the value of ID, but they are asking us to find the value of change in ID. So what we will do next? I mean, you can calculate change in ID will be, I mean, this is the change in ID because yeah, that is they are asking the change in ID if VDS rises to 1 volt. So for VDS equal to 1 volt, the ID value is 1.0385. So that is the answer. Next, they are asking us to find a value of RO, output resistance, device output resistance. So the formula, basic definition of RO is delta VDS upon delta ID. So we have both the values, VDS1 value, VDS2 value we have. Now we have calculated ID2 value, ID1 value we have. So RO will be VDS2 minus VDS1 divided by ID2 minus ID1. So please calculate and let me know the value of RO.
12.987 kilo ohms.
Yes, it is 12.987 kilo ohms. Absolutely correct. Yeah. So I'll wait here for 5 seconds for others to complete. I hope you have followed this step, followed this numerical, how we have come about it. So let me show you and keep it here for a few seconds. If you have any doubt, you can ask, please. Okay, fine. So let's proceed to numerical number 2. So for numerical number 2, for question number 2, we have, for the circuit shown, determine the region of operation for M1 as Vx goes from VDD to 0. Let me show you the complete question. Yeah. So for the circuit shown, determine the region of operation of M1 as Vx goes from VDD to 0. Assume VDD equal to 2.5 and VTH equal to 0.5. Okay, so it's an intuitive question. They don't want a numerical answer. They want to determine the region of operation of M1 as Vx goes from VDD to 0. Let me, slightly, yeah, take it outside this thing, and now adjust the screen so that it fits. Yeah, I hope it is fitting and you can see the entire question again. I repeat the question. We have to determine the region of operation of M1 as your voltage Vx goes from VDD to 0. Your VDD value is 2.5 and VTH value is 0.5. Mod of VTH value is 0.5. Okay. That means this device over here is my PMOS device. Okay. This is my PMOS device. And what are the conditions for PMOS device? I have written over here. So these are the conditions for a PMOS device. VSG less than mod of VTH, it is in cutoff. And for the triode region, we have this condition. For the edge of saturation, we have this condition, and this is for the saturation region. So we are writing in terms of VSG and VSD. Okay. So now let us start. Let me adjust this again to 36. Yeah. So what is, from our analysis, what is my VG voltage, gate voltage over here? Gate voltage is nothing but my Vx voltage, right? So when we say Vx is going from 0 to, VDD to 0, we say that Vg is going from VDD to 0. Agree? Because Vg and Vx are same. So we say Vg is going from VDD to 0. That means Vg is going from 2.5 volt to 2 volt. Okay. What is the Vs voltage? What is the source voltage of the PMOS? Where is my source terminal? Everyone, where is my source connected for a PMOS device? Anyone?
VDD.
Yes. And what is that value? 2.5. So that means my source voltage is also 2.5. Okay. And what is my drain voltage? Drain voltage, I have connected 1 volt. Okay. So right now we have this situation that VG is going from 2.5 to 0 volt. Vs is fixed at 2.5. Vd is fixed at 1 volt. Okay. So now we have to determine the region of operation. What will happen? Okay. So let's consider the first case. So for Vx equal to Vg equal to VDD, VGS, what will be VGS now over here? VG minus VS. Let me expand it a little. Yeah. So for Vx equal to Vg equal to VDD, for Vg equal to VDD, what is my VGS? We have to calculate the value of VGS. So VGS will be Vg minus Vs. That means both Vg and Vs are actually connected to 2.5 volts. So my VGS value will be 0. Whenever VGS value is 0, my transistor is in cutoff region. Any doubt in this? VSG or VGS will be 0. So your transistor is in cutoff region. Fine. Now, as my VG value falls, now a VG value might fall from 2.5 to 0 volt and becomes VDD minus VTH. Okay. As my VG value falls and it becomes VDD minus mod of VTH. That means if my VG value becomes 2 volt, if my VG value becomes 2 volt, let us see what will happen. So what will be a VGS now? Let's consider that VG has fallen from 2.5 to 2 volt now. Okay. And so what is my new value of VGS now? Currently, VG minus VS, VS is 2.5, VG is 2 volt. So VGS will be minus 0.5 volt. Okay. So that means VSG value is 0.5 volts. So which is greater than mod of VTP, mod of VTH. And what is my threshold voltage given? 0.5. Actually, if it is equal to 0.5, actually I should have written as equal to. So VSG, which is equal to 0.5 volt, is also equal to VTH. And what is my VSD value right now? VS value is how much it is? 2.5. And what is my drain voltage value? 1.5. So that means my VSG minus mod of VTH. What is my VSG value? 0.5. Okay. So VSG is 0.5 and mod of VTH is how much? Also 0.5. So VSG minus mod of VTH is 0 volt. Fine. So I can say that whenever VSD, how much is VSD now? 1.5 volt is greater than VSG minus mod of VTH, my M1 transistor is in saturation. Are you all following what is happening? So here both the conditions are satisfied. My VSG is equal to VTH, which is 0.5, and VSD is greater than VSG minus mod of VTH. Since both the conditions are satisfied for my PMOS transistor, my M1 is in saturation. So you need to check these conditions. You can take a print screen of this conditions for the PMOS device. So kindly take the print screen of this, and then you can relate this thing. This is a very, very important question. If it comes in exam, it will definitely come for 5 marks. Okay. So now let us continue. I hope you all are following. So gate voltage has fallen to 2 volt. Okay. Gate voltage has fallen to 2 volt. Now let it fall further. So let's say if gate voltage has fallen further and it has become 0.5. So when VG becomes 0.5, let's calculate VGS. So VGS is VG minus VS. VS is 2.5. VG is 0.5. So I think what is the value of VS? Yeah, 2.5 actually. Yeah. So we have minus 0.5 minus 2.5. So we will get it as over here. Sorry, 0.5 minus 2.5. You will get minus 2 volt. So VGS value will be minus 2 volt right now. What is VSG value? VSG value will be 2 volt because VGS will be minus 2. VSG will be 2 volt, which is greater than your mod of VTP. Okay. So 2 volt is greater than 0.5 volt. What is your VSD? VSD is not changing. VSD is still VS minus VD. Okay. So VS is 2.5, VD is 1 volt. So VSD is 1.5. So what will be the value of VSG minus mod of VTH? VSG right now is 2 volt and VTH value is 0.5. So VSG minus mod of VTP is 1.5. Okay. So that means over here, if I compare VSD value and VGS minus mod of VTH value, they are same. And whenever they are same, I can say that M1 is operating at the edge of saturation region. M1 is operating at the edge of saturation region. And if VG falls even below further that, my M1 will be operating in the triode region. So that is very, very easy to determine. Okay. So any doubts in this question? How we determine the different operating regions? I'll keep the entire screen now open over here for your reference. So just have a look. I will keep it for a few seconds. So you can ask any doubt if you have. Anyone having any doubt? You can add one more case where VG falls to very low value, let's say 0.1 volt, and you can recalculate everything. That's a very simple conclusion that your M1 will be in the triode region. So that also we can add. In fact, you should add that information also for the MOSFET to enter into triode region, because here VSD will become very, very small as compared to VSG minus VTH. I mean, in this case, VSD is always 1.5. So no point in reducing the VG further. Always VSD will be greater than VSG minus mod of VTH. Okay, so these are the 3 operating regions. That is what they have asked in the numerical, that determine the region of operation of M1 as VS goes from VDD to 0 volt. Okay, so these type of questions are also expected in your exams. Any doubt in this before I move ahead? Everyone, last call. You all have followed this. How we have got this conditions is very easy. You have to follow the conditions. That's it. Follow the voltage conditions of your MOSFET to be in cutoff, saturation, edge of saturation, or triode region. I hope you have understood why M1 will not go in the triode region in this case, because your VSD voltage is fixed, 1.5 volt. So that might not fall, below that. It can go at one particular case wherein we can have the value of VG to be, we have considered it's to be 2 volt. So between the 2.5 and 2 volt, if you want to try this condition, you can check it out. But as far as now, these are the conditions, region of operations for the PMOS device as per the given data. Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
Okay. So we will proceed ahead.